Okay, so we're just gonna have to go the rest of this way with some old regular lights. You're just gonna have to look at me in my natural beauty. Now, yeah, they should be seeing your knowledge increase by the second year. Otherwise, they're gonna start questioning things. See, this is what happens when I go a while without posting. So I got busy. I had to stay on top of everything. You know, I had to figure it out. So okay, what are the takeaways that I would give at this point in my second year? At this point in my second year, the first thing I would say is innovate. So through conversations with people out in the field, through conversations with friends who aren't in the IBEW but are tradesmen, my homie Keith, who's a mentor of mine. Keith is a very sharp guy, very smart guy, God-fearing man, and very disciplined. Beautiful family. He's got a daughter who's an engineer. This guy's doing his thing in life. He's doing his thing. When I reach his age, I want to be in a position that he's in. So talking to people like him, talking to my other friend, Byron Dupin, who is the reason that I am in the program, right? Another super sharp guy. Let's just say he's like Ethan Hunt, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. You know, talking to him, talking to some other people, I figured out how to use AI. Right? I tried to get creative as far as managing my time, being a father, and a husband, happily married. I can't just shut off on life. 3 things that I learned in the first year with this program, in order to be successful in this program, is that you got to prioritize. 3 main priorities within the program is school, work, and then your family. So with the first year, my family was kind of drifting off, because I was just throwing myself constantly at the work to make sure that I handled it to the best of my abilities. So that's why I'm just kind of saying, however you learn, you just figure that out, but you just try your best. For the second year, I would say innovate. Definitely make sure you get enough sleep. And because at this point, you should know to show up to work on time. So innovate, make sure you get enough sleep, and study hall, study hall, study hall. For me, the innovation part was using ChatGPT as a personal assistant. I'm giving y'all some free game right now. I'm giving y'all some good game right here, boy. The rest of the second year is a shoe-in for me. However, I say that with what's the word I'm looking for? A caveat, like a little warning, and I'll get to that warning in a second. My innovation was to use ChatGPT, and every time we went to school and they laid out, okay, this is what your homework is for the next school day. I would take that, I would go to ChatGPT on my phone, and I'm using the free version. But if you can afford to get the paid version, get it. I don't fully understand, other than it's just more accurate. We'll just leave it at that. You can do your own research. But right now, I'm balling on a budget, so I got to use the free version. But I was using the paid version for a little bit. Start with the paid version until you figure it out. And then once you get it figured out, you can use the free version. ChatGPT is not perfect. You gotta know how to manipulate it to get what you need out of it. I made sure ChatGPT knew what the IBEW was, knew my goals within the IBEW, and knew the courses that I was taking, the coursework that I was taking, and like the LMS website, that it understood all of that. And once I kind of called all of that to its attention, I said, okay, well, here's my homework for this date. My due date is the following date. Spit me out a schedule that I can follow to ensure that I'm getting the grades that I need to get. And then ChatGPT was like, all right, so here's your schedule. It's gonna be boom, 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 boom. What it did was it took a little pressure off of me from a planning aspect, because the stakes were raised up a little higher with the coursework. There's a planning function that's set in place for me. Now, as far as the incentive reports and the labor reports that you got to put in monthly, at this point that stuff is kind of automatic. You know what I mean? If you're on top of it the way you're supposed to be, it should be pretty automatic. I really leaned on ChatGPT with motor controls because it was just like there were a couple of hiccups that were happening along the way and things weren't working out as planned. So I kind of had to, again, I had to innovate and figure a way out to make sure that I got the reps in that I needed to be able to get through the final, because the final is pass or fail when you got to wire up this panel. And for some people it's easy, Some people, they got to put a little work in. And for me, I got to get the reps. So I had to figure out a way outside of study hall to get the extra reps in, because sometimes study hall is overcrowded and you don't have the experience that you want. And that's what I ran into with motor control. I might do another video. I don't know when I'm gonna drop. All right. This is not, I don't know. I'm not gonna make it 3 months. I'm gonna try to make it like next week, because I'm at a point now to where I'm just managing my time. I'm gonna add a 4th one to the 2nd year. Get plenty of sleep, innovate, study hall, and get your math right. I'm blessed to have come across a retired math teacher who taught for 50 years. He's like in his 80s, y'all, and he's as sharp as a whip. Super cool dude, super cool guy. I have utmost respect for this guy. And it's like, he's one of those guys who's so disciplined and intact. It's like his daughter, he's like a mathematician. His daughter's a mathematician. His son-in-law's like an architect, and he's just, you know what I mean? It's just like, I get mentored up, y'all. I took some of my, where's my stuff? I took this calculator into this dude, and he teaches math. This is the Ohm's law and Watt's law formulas, basically. But it's kind of combined them together, right? If you can see there. Basically, it's just explaining these are different aspects of electricity. You got resistance, you got amperage, you've got voltage, I almost said velocity, voltage, and you've got power, you know, right? I took this in to my math teacher, my math tutor, and I was struggling. It was his first year, it was last year. I was struggling to kind of explain DC theory to him. And as I'm talking to him, he's taking these, because that's really technically a formula. And he's taking like E equals I times R and P equals E times I. He's like manipulating them and shifting them around. You know, he's doing some algebra, right? He's like, okay, I'm gonna move E to the other side with P, and or I'm gonna move R and R squared, this and that. Now I'm in class and I'm getting this from my teachers in the program. But he's sitting here and he knows math so well, he's manipulating the formula to the point that he goes, okay, I don't know what I and R necessarily mean, but all I know is if I goes up, R has to go down, right? And E and I, they have a positive relationship. So one goes up, the other one goes up. Don't quote me on that, because I'm just kind of spitballing, but I think that's pretty much how it goes. He said the same with power, the same with P, is blah, blah, blah. He said, does that sound right? And I'm like, yeah, actually, that is correct. Yeah, he's like, oh, well, see, that's the point of math. Now, I'm not saying this is everything. You need to pay attention in school, and you need to make sure you do the homework they're telling you to do, but you also need to get your math right, because the math is the foundation of everything. So get your math game right, y'all. Mine is getting tuned up right now. I'm not going to sit here and talk like I'm Galileo or somebody like that. No. And I'm not even going to dare throw the name Einstein out there. No. Yeah, so get your math right. You're gonna have to grind through it. There are gonna be times when it feels tough, but you gotta figure out, as long as you get enough sleep, exercise, definitely get your exercise in. That's what I gotta do. Because naturally I'm a uppity guy, you know what I'm saying? I gotta put what it is. That's just how I am, right? By nature. And when I'm not getting enough of that essence in life, that sleep, that exercise, not that fast food stuff. I love fast food because I'm a foodie. I am a belly god. I was reading a book the other day, the British book, and it was like, he's a belly god. I'm like, yeah, I like that. Bad thing, actually, is gluttony. It's what we would say over here in America. I'm a belly god. You know what I'm saying? I like my fast food. Get some workout in. You know what I'm saying? Get your energy right. Get your vibes right. So, because you're gonna go into work and you might be with some jerks. You know what I'm saying? I'm with a whole bunch of cool dudes, but they some jerks. Not they. They know who I'm talking about. But they keep me on my toes. You know what I'm saying? They make work fun, actually. Jerks can do that. I'm just gonna go ahead and end this video here because I gotta go. My wife's probably hitting me up like, what is going on? Actually, this is my phone right here. She has not hit me up yet, but I've got it tied to my iMac because I'm a Mac. I'm happily married. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully this video is helpful for y'all. I don't have a lot of time because the next thing I got is a finals for my hands-on where I gotta do some parallel offsets with some IMC. What you know about it, I'll tell you more about what that is in a later time. And then I gotta do a 3-point saddle, and I gotta put it on a rack. I'll break all that down for y'all. Just know, if there's anybody who's gonna get you straight, who's gonna get you right, it's not me. But I'm getting whipped into shape, and I will share that journey with y'all. Then I got my AC theory test is coming up over understanding parallel series RL circuits. What you know about it? What? So I got to figure out how to take all that and break it all down and then share it with y'all so that it makes sense. Keep it fresh in my mind. I'm gonna try not to go 3 months. I'm just gonna edit this thing up because it's going on. This is what happens when you wait 3 months, right? And I'm gonna chop it up, chop, and then serve it to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Do what you will. Throw some soy sauce on it, throw some ketchup or some mayo, whatever your condiment of choice is, and enjoy this dish I'm gonna be serving up for ya.